Published, 14:30 Eastern Standard Time, the 19th of December 2018. Updated, 14:30 Eastern Standard Time, the 19th of December 2018. The headquarters of the Russian General Staff's main intelligence department, GRU, in Moscow, which was targeted again Wednesday by U.S. sanctions. The U.S. Treasury hit 15 members of Russia's GRU military intelligence agency with sanctions Wednesday over their alleged roles in interference in the 2016 presidential election and hacking the World Anti-Doping Agency. Also sanctioned were 2 GRU agents who allegedly attempted to assassinate Russian defector Sergei Skripal in Britain, and 2 individuals and 3 companies tied to the Russian troll farm accused of trying to manipulate U.S. public opinion. Separately, the Treasury said it would end sanctions on Russian aluminum giant Rusal and 2 related companies after blacklisted billionaire Oleg Deripaska took action to sharply cut his stake in them. The sanctions ban Americans and companies with U.S. arms, like many global banks, from doing business with those on the U.S. blacklist. The sanctions also freeze any of the target's assets in U.S. jurisdictions. The United States will continue to work with international allies and partners to take collective action to deter and defend against sustained malign activity by Russia, its proxies, and intelligence agencies, said Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin. Already indicted, U.S. sanctions target Oleg Deripaska, the billionaire who heads aluminium producer Rusal. Most of the names on the new sanctions list were GRU officers already covered by separate U.S. blacklists and indictments. 4 were indicted in October over the cyber attacks on the global chemical weapons watchdog, the OPCW, and on WADA between 2016 and 2018. 9 were part of a group indicted by Special Counsel Robert Mueller, the head of the investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election, in July. The new sanctions came 2 days after 2 extensive reports were released detailing concerted Russian attempts to stoke U.S. political conflict over social media by the St. Petersburg-based Internet Research Agency, an operation U.S. intelligence says was dubbed Project Lockta. The IRA is controlled by the Concord Group of Yevgeny Prigozhin, a close ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Wednesday's sanctions blacklist added Concord's accountant for Project Lockta, also already indicted in the United States, and 3 companies the Treasury said the Concord Group used to mask its operations. Oligarch Deripaska pressured. The delisting of Rusal and the 2 other companies, N Group and JSC Rosibnergo, came as they sought to avoid being locked out of global markets due to their close association with Deripaska. Deripaska is known to have friendly ties with Putin and had business ties with President Donald Trump's former campaign chairman Paul Manafort, who has been indicted and convicted by the Mueller investigation. Russian oligarch Oleg Deripaska will remain sanctioned, and his property will remain blocked, the Treasury said in a statement. Deripaska was one of several oligarchs sanctioned in April 2018 in retaliation for what the Trump administration called the Russian government's ongoing and increasingly brazen pattern of malign activity across the world, citing its interference in Syria and its seizure of Crimea. Also in Wednesday's sanctions, Viktor Boyarkin, a former GRU officer, was blacklisted over his work with Deripaska. Deripaska and Boyarkin were involved in providing Russian financial support to a Montenegrin political party ahead of Montenegro's 2016 elections, the Treasury said. Sorry, we are not currently accepting comments on this article.